Words from a Black woman's experience. I am your host, Cherlnell Lane, and I am excited for today's episode. Thank you guys for joining us everywhere you are, everywhere you're coming from. But here is what I need for you all to do. We're going to give everyone a couple of seconds to join in, to come so that they can watch and get everything that they need to get from this awesome guest and from this awesome episode. So we want you out there to share this on your pages, share this in your groups of friends, share it on your stories. Just share, so that we can get as many people learning from this Black woman's experience and fellowshipping with us and just sharing knowledge, giving comments, support, asking questions. As you all know, this is a very, very interactive experience, and we definitely want you and your people, your fam, to be a part of this experience. So we're going to ask again that you please take this time to share, to share and to bring people in, and you come in, and all of the above, just everybody, because we want to hear from you. So go ahead, do your sharing, come on in, make your comments. You all know this is definitely an interactive experience. We are always all about sharing what we do with others. That's why the show exists. So we just want you all to come on in and watch the show. So we're just giving you time, you know, we holding space for you to come in and share, and come in and get cozy, get your nice drink of water or whatever you would like to drink, and yeah, pull up and get ready for Words from a Black Woman's Experience. I appreciate you all so much. You have no idea. And I think that it's just great that you're here. I can't believe that I am on my 14th episode, and I am so excited for that. We started in November, now we're in March. It's amazing. I've had so many awesome guests, so many wonderful people, and I am just elated. I am elated to been blessed with this project, and to be blessed to host, and to be blessed to produce this. So yeah, it's really cool, and I I love you all for it. Yeah. So let's get started. I think I've given you all enough time to get started and share. So, what we're going to do now is we are going to remind you all that this is Words from a Black Woman's Experience. I am your host, Cherlnell Lane, the poetic storyteller and founder of Cherlnell Lane LLC, where we help you use your words. As an author, speaker, facilitator, and all around creative, I know how important it is to communicate. It's the way we express, learn, and teach. Words from a Black Woman's Experience was created to highlight Black women's stories. I have created a space where Black women can be themselves boldly and unapologetically. We talk about connections, the lessons they've learned, and their message to the audience. I feel that words are one of the most powerful tools on earth, whether written, spoken, signed, sung, read, or performed. And these are words from a Black woman's experience. I cannot wait for you all to meet tonight's guest. I mean, she's an awesome person. So let's introduce her, shall we? We have today on our show Miss Esha Montgomery. Esha is a poet, author, artist, and blogger with an outgoing nature residing in Chicago. She uses poetry and comical storytelling as a medium to spread messages of hope, love, faith, equality, and resilience in an ever changing world. She loves sharing her point of view with readers and encourages others to dance to the beat of their own drum. I would like to introduce to you and possibly present to others Miss Esha Montgomery. Yay! Welcome to the show, love.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.
definitely love being here.
Of course. Thank you for coming. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have an excellent time. It's gonna be great. So, as always, it's gonna be great. One of the things that I pride myself on, this isn't a stuffy show. You don't have to dress up unless you want to. You're beautiful today. I see you.
Thank you.
Giving it to them. You know what I'm saying? But basically, it's just a place for us to talk, right? So me and you are talking as girlfriends, as Black women who have a connection, or as Black women who are connected through just being Black women that are learning from each other. And we're here to talk to each other, but we're here to talk to the audience and talk to the people watching. And some of them may not be Black women, right? But that's kind of the point. The point is not only to celebrate being Black women just to celebrate, or just to celebrate with Black women. We also are showing our awesomeness, right? And different perspectives and different views to whomever wants to learn. Because it might be another Black woman, it might be a white woman, it might be a white man, it might be a Black man, or whomever, right? So, so that's what I want you to understand, and I just want you to get comfortable, get loose. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay. So, one thing that I know about Esha is that I love her laugh. It is contagious. I really appreciate her laughter and her smile and her energy that she brings. Now, this is the thing that I want to talk to you about. First, I want to talk to you about our connection. Now, I was just talking about how you bring, energy and charisma and your beautiful laughter and smile all the time when I see you, every time I see you. I can't actually remember the first time that we met. Was it at Surviving the Mic?
Yes.
It was a workshop, right?
Surviving the Mic. Yeah,
so we were in a writing workshop.
Mic. Maybe it was Surviving the Mic open mic.
It was an open mic?
Either it's an open mic or it's a workshop. But I feel like
was it at High Park Art Center?
Yeah.
Okay, that was a workshop.
No, it was at the one at the first time I saw you was at the one in Washington Park.
The Arts Incubator?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Wait, so you saw my first one? My first open mic?
That was your first?
I the feature? Was I the feature?
Actually, no, I think.
Okay, cool.
I think we were at the one in Washington Park, but I don't think you were the feature. I think it was someone.
Okay, cool. It was another one. Okay. Point being, we met at Survival Make Open mic, a while ago, and I think the time that we really kind of got to know each other better was in the monologue writing class.
Yeah, it was probably in the monologue writing class.
at the
But
Green
by then
Arts
we
School
had
at the.
like at least like 2-3 classes together.
Oh yeah, we had saw each other several times before then, but that was the time we had to sit down and like talk and stuff, you know. But every time I seen you around, you were really cool. I could see that you were an awesome writer from being in different places with you. But when we were in that monologue writing class, it was some awesome writers and some awesome things with some very funny people.
Yeah. It was awesome though. People were really
It
going in.
was.
People
It
were
was
going
really
in.
great. It was really great. I love the energy of those classes. That's one thing that I miss about being in quarantine and being in the COVID era is that, I used to always go to the classes and events, and it's like slow down. So, but that was awesome. That was an awesome class.
I
But
think it was with Fenty's Theater.
yeah, it was
Was
with
with Fenty?
Fenty Theater. Yep, exactly. And I end up doing a word day from that.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Yeah. So yeah, so she's awesome. She's awesome. I really love her messages and her pieces. I love that she is herself authentically. I think that she uses her message and her platform not only to express herself but to connect with others. So I think she's an awesome person, and that's my connection with Miss Esha Montgomery. Now I'm gonna turn the floor over to you, and you can tell me about your version of things or how you feel about our connection.
Yeah. So I remember when I first saw you, you was rocking this real cool mohawk thing. It was like purplish. But I had seen you a couple of times by then. But I remember when you changed your hair because I was like, oh, she going hard. And like it was like saved off on the sides, and then it was like super
Mm-hmm.
nice. Like it was like curled up in the middle. I was like, oh, she going crazy. And then every time I heard you spit, you just letting off like straight fire. Not to sound cliche, but you was always going in. And I remember thinking like, wow, like how long she been doing this? Like, yeah, you were awesome. You were awesome. And then I remember so many times just being like, there were times when you would push me into this place like, oh, like you're one of the few people in class who would do it. You would push me into this place of like almost discomfort with the things I didn't notice about whether it was society or whether it was like, different things going on in the world. And then you would reel us back in with like, this is what the message is about. I remember one time just hearing you spit this like really deep story about wheelchair accessibility when it came to a play, I believe, that you were at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And like I low key like started tearing up a bit because, having a disabled mother at times, I never really try to see things from her perspective in that way. And I think that really hit me a little different.
Wow. Thank you. That is exactly what I aim to do. It always takes me by surprise when people say that, because I'm like, okay, it's kind of working. That's I'm doing something right. That's good. That's awesome. So that's great. So the next thing we're going to talk about is an observation day. Oh, I'm sorry. I will be remiss. I would like us to take just a moment of silence for the Asian women who have lost their lives, and also the Asian people who have been targeted recently. From hate that's unnecessarily not connected to them personally. So we can just take a moment of silence for that and for them. All right, thank you. Um now it's observation day. So, did you know that today is National Belt Out a Song Day? Yeah, I was like, what?
You gonna sing something first, Chanel?
Not
Well,
today. Not today. So the question, maybe next time. Maybe next time. I have to work on my me. I got to work on it. But the question that I want to ask is, what is the song? Well, first of all, do you sing out loud? Do you belt out songs, even if it's
I
in the
love singing.
shower?
Oh, I
You
love singing.
do?
That's my heart.
Oh
Yeah, that's my
my
heart.
god!
Yeah, that's
So
my
you like
grip.
as a singer?
I mean, I could belt some things out, but in terms of me recording, nah.
Okay, you don't want to belt nothing out right here? You don't want to hit a note? Oh, she's frozen. She'll be back in a moment, but we're gonna ask her to hit a note when she comes back. I know that much. But yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in. If you all have any questions so far about for Esha, just let us know. She'll be back momentarily, and we will definitely be asking them of her. So yeah, and in the comments, tell us what songs you sing out loud, even if it's in the house by yourself. Just let us know. Tell us what songs you sing. I'm interested. I want to know, and I'm interested because I want to know what new songs to sing. Is it country? Is it rock and roll? Is it a little rock, like hard rock? Is it like blues? Oh, I love me some blues. Down home blues. That's my song. Now I never said I could sing. But I do. I sing all the time because I love music. So that's why National Sing Out Day, like, spoke to me because I'm always singing, and even if I'm not singing well at the moment, that's not going to stop me from singing this song. I cannot pick a favorite song that I like because I love them all. My music library in my head is very extensive. I may not be able to remember what happened this morning, but I guarantee you I can probably remember 3,561 song lyrics. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. I would like to let everybody know during this time that we're waiting for Isha to come back. I would like to let everybody know that we have an open mic. Surviving the Mic open mic will be happening this Saturday from 3 to 5. I will put the link in the chat so you can sign up and register. It is open for people who want to speak and for those who may not want to speak. Surviving the Mic is an organization that was started for creatives, poetry writers who were also survivors or affected by sexual assault. That has widened to people who have been survivors of mostly gender based trauma, but really all traumas, but focus on a gender based trauma with a focus on with a Black feminist lens. So we accept all people who have experienced any type of traumas. And if you want to come and spit at the open mic, you are welcome to. Now, let me let you guys know right now, that does not mean that you have to speak about trauma. It does not. It does not mean it does not mean that you have to speak about sadness and cry and tears and all of that. That is not what that means. People who have experienced trauma are multifaceted, just like anyone else. We all have joys and pains and happy times and sad times. It's really just a place for people who have shared experience to get together and share their writing with people who may understand or people who are there to learn. So, if you would like to come and speak, you do not necessarily have to be a survivor of trauma. You can be a supporter, you can be a loved one, you can be a survivor. Come out to Surviving the Mics open mic and, come spit. It's free. It's great poets. I mean, bomb creators. Um, Giving all they got to the mic. And it's also, if you don't want to be seen, that's fine. If you don't want to talk, that's fine. It's a great platform. It's really unlike anything else that I have really been a part of. I'm sorry I keep saying but yeah, so it's a great place. And I'm the host, so it's always a good time. We're always having fun. And we do what we do. Now, um, we're gonna bring back Miss Esha Montgomery. We have a comment from DJ Deathstroke. He says, "I would like you to speak to my students who are planning an open mic soon." I would love to. If you look into the description, my email is in there. Email me. If you have my phone number, call me. If you have my Facebook, YouTube, just send me a message. I'll be sure to respond. But for now, we're going to bring back our guest of the evening, Miss Esha Montgomery. Let's welcome her again. Woo!
Hey, thank you for waiting. I'm sorry about that technological issue.
No. Look, we're living in the era of COVID, okay?
Yeah, I had to have my
Everything
mom
done from
come through.
home. Everything is from done from home, and we all are becoming IT professionals before our own eyes
Exactly.
with no training. Okay, it's understandable. So we were talking about National Sing Out Day, and you were about to tell me about your singing.
Yes. Singing is my heart. I would say like I've probably been in choir for 7 years or more. I can't really keep track. Yeah,
Wow.
because my parents had me in there from back when I was a little shorty, like in church and stuff. So.
Yeah, I used to be in choir at church. I used to be in the children's choir. I used to direct the children's choir, and I was like
Oh.
president of the children's choir. Don't ask me how I was directing with no training. I was in the adult choir. I was in the state choir. I was in the district choir. I was in the national choir for the Baptist convention. Like, I was really into church at one point in my life. Not now, but at one point in my life, I was very into, the church. So yes, I feel you with the choir singing.
Oh yeah.
So what's your favorite song to sing?
My favorite is "Emotional Roller Coaster" by Vivian Green. Every time I hear that joint, girl, that last night I cried. I said, last night you cried. Tossed and turned,
Mm.
woke up with dry eyes.
What? I love me some emotional roller coaster. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, she
I
was
think
going off
my
in that song.
she was going off in a lot. Really though, really. Her first album, was that the first or the second? Yes, her
I
first
feel like that was
album
the first.
with that whole album go hard. That whole album. But
I
anyway,
had to listen to the whole thing.
yeah. I don't think I've listened to any of her other albums like as a whole album, but that one, yes. Okay, so here's the next question for you. What is your favorite quote? Who is it by and why is it your favorite quote?
I'm gonna do of course Maya Angelou. The when people show you who you are, believe them. Like I remember my first year of college. and I just couldn't shake that quote. Like I used to walk past my roommate's door, and every time not my roommate, one of my floor mates' door, and every time I saw that quote, it would just hit me, and it kept on hitting me, and I was like, something about that quote is just the realest thing.
Yeah, yeah. I'm with you on that. That's an excellent one to pick. That is an excellent one to pick. So now you would like to talk to us about determined heart. I think that title is so you because it's poetic and it's like mysterious. So I am very anxious and excited to hear about determined heart. So why don't you enlighten us a little bit about determined heart?
So like when I was thinking like for what I wanted to title this podcast to be, and I had time to reflect on my journey, the things I've been through, the ups, the downs, the tears, the happy points. Um, I realized that because of the fact that I never gave up, um, it made my experience to me one that was so important, because it was like every time I thought it was over, every time I thought that I couldn't take anymore, I realized there was always some more for me to give in terms of giving to myself, trying my best to give to my community, trying to give to my family, and just making sure overall that I'm still the same person I came into this thing as. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was a young girl, like let me try to fix this camera a little bit. I hate the way it's sitting on my face. So I remember when I was like put into special ed when I was a young kid, and it hurt me so badly because I won a Young Authors Award and I was put into special ed like the next year.
Mm.
And I thought if the state could acknowledge me as a great writer as a child, like 8, 9, why am I then being put into special ed and you're saying I have a learning disability? And it's not the fact
Mm.
that I couldn't have a learning disability. I just felt as though they were putting me in there because they wanted state funding. Like I felt that way as a child. Like what kind of
Mm.
kid even thinks in those terms? But I remember thinking like, why am I in here with people who can't read? And I remember
Mm.
feeling like, are they picking me out? And I just remember consistently being overlooked, feeling like I was mistreated. One time I was running late for the bus, and I didn't know which bus I was supposed to get on for daycare. It was my first day ever going to daycare, and I just remember them no one even trying to assist me to get on the bus. And at this time, I was only like 7 years old, and I got lost. And
Mm.
instead of people trying to help me get home, they actually end up calling um, what's it called, Child Protective Services on me, on my family. And I thought, how could
Wow.
y'all call Child Protective Services over your mistake? And
Mm.
after that moment, it left me feeling just empty. Um, it was always so much stuff going on in school, and I felt really it's really bad as a child because I almost felt like people didn't care about me. You know, when it
Mm.
came to the teachers, administrators, my principal, I felt really bad. So when I started struggling in school and falling behind after my grandfather died, and that's when they put me in special ed. Actually, it was after my grandmother died they put me in special ed, and I told them, I'm just mourning right now. I'm grieving. It's not the fact that I don't want to do my homework. I'm just really not interested.
So wait, so wait. So you told them this
Yes, yes. I said I was
at
grieving.
7,
Yes.
and they couldn't understand that,
No.
but you understood it at
Yes.
7. I'm just trying to drive this fact home. You know what I'm saying? The adults in education did not understand the concept that a 7-year-old was presenting that is so sound that probably my nephew, who's 2, could understand it.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
Oh, yeah, so I just remember just kind of going through this period where I was like very sad, upset, um just just feeling like I had no worth, because now, not only am I grieving, but now I've been kind of isolated from the regular kids in a way, because during a certain period of the day I'm going off to be in my special education classes, and then I even won another Young Authors Award after that. Then I remember they even offered me the opportunity to be in accelerated classes for the gifted honor students. They said, we're gonna do you a favor. Either you can stay in special ed, or we'll put you in the accelerated classes for the gifted students, right? So you went from saying that I was mentally challenged in some capacity, or at least struggling with school, right, in some capacity, to saying, okay, well, actually, you're not struggling. You're doing better than everyone else. So we're going to put you in, classes for gifted students. And I just said, if you really cared about me, why don't you just put me in regular classes? So I don't want to be in there. I don't want to be in the gifted classes. I don't want to be in special ed. I don't want to be in any of that. I just want to be in normal classes. They refused, and I just decided to stick it out in special ed.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I think when I think about that, I think about some people are definitely mislabeled and put into things like special education.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think about the concept of people thinking that people with mental ailments, limitations, even people on the autistic spectrum, they put them in special ed and they think that they are unable to be smart, right? When we know that a lot of people who are on the spectrum and who have mental delays and disabilities, or are mentally learning disabilities, that's what I was trying to say, or anything like that, we think that they can't be accelerated, like you said. But that is so not true.
At all.
Most people on the autistic spectrum, which would probably need to be in special ed, because, or what they need is a assistant, right? That will go with them to the regular class and assist them with what they need help in. That's really what people need usually. But most of these people are gifted. Like you said, you was winning awards and stuff. And did they ever even give you a reason why they put you in these classes?
Actually, they told me that they put me in there because I was struggling with math. But it wasn't like I couldn't do multiplication. It wasn't like I couldn't do timetables. Like, they said, just because I was struggling with math, they put me in there. I was struggling with decimals and stuff. And I almost felt as though that required a tutor. But,
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't what they wanted. They said either you're going to be in this type of class or you're going to be in our super advanced class, and there was no in between. Well, I mean, I saw
Wow.
other students in regular class, but they refused to put me in there. So.
But you know,
And
both of those are money, right?
oh yeah, I know. I even as a child, I knew it was about the money, because I actually ended up running into one student. He told me they tried to do the same thing to him, but his mom brought a lawyer and they took him straight out of there. No questions asked.
That's what I was going to ask. So, what part did your parents play with this? Like, were they like, oh no, or were they like, okay?
They were kind of tricked into the situation, because they made special ed sound like it was like it was just like extra tutoring after. Well, actually during school, they made it sound like it was kind of like a program for kids to get assistance. They didn't make it sound like, they didn't basically say what it was, which was actually
Okay.
a place for people could get some more help with school in terms of developing.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
plus that they wouldn't let me out once they put me in, which wasn't what my parents were led to believe. So once I got in, it was a matter of trying to get me out.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really messed up. That's really messed
Yeah,
up.
but
But the
in sixth
sad reality
grade,
is
they
that
lost track of me. So
they lost track of you.
yeah, they lost track of me.
Well, what do you mean they lost track of you?
They lost track of me. I was in school and everything, but they didn't realize I was supposed to be in a special ed program. So the first half of my sixth grade year, I was just in regular class with everyone else. I ended up getting straight A's.
So what do they have to say then?
They said, it's nice you got straight A's, but we need to put you back in special ed.
Wow.
And then my mom was like, what?
Wow.
My mom was like, what? Like, what? My mom was like, nah, that doesn't make sense. No, you're not gonna put her back in. They're like, okay, fine. If she can, do well on a test we give her, we'll take her out.
Mm.
So at that point, I took a test. I actually ended up scoring. I think I ended up scoring like my reading section. I scored as a junior in high school or a senior, and that was like 6th grade. And then my math section, I scored regular average at that point.
Mm. Wow, these people are ruthless. Was that in Chicago?
No, it was in Waukegan, Illinois.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm actually originally from Waukegan. Yeah. Yeah, just
That's
north of
cool.
Chicago.
That's good. How do you think? Um. So your experience at school with that situation, how
Mm-hmm.
did that lead on your journey to getting a determined heart?
It really taught me that sometimes you can't believe what people tell you. Sometimes
Mm.
people have ulterior motives. So that was the moment when I really started thinking, like, you know what? If I don't like something, I had to say no, or I had to,
Mm.
reject it. I remember every time they would try to get me for special ed, half the time I wouldn't go. I would just ignore them. It got to a point where they had to call my parents and like, we can't make her go to classes. And I just remember the time when I started saying no to adults, and I started putting what I felt first, and following my own heart. That was a moment when I really started to develop into a person that I felt like was unstoppable, like just a moment when I'm like, you know
Mhm.
what? I'm not taking this anymore. Y'all, something about y'all isn't right. I'm not just gonna respect you because you have power, because you're adult, because you're older. That means nothing. When I started realizing that it meant nothing, you know, that was the moment when I felt empowered, and that was just the greatest thing ever in life. You
So
know.
would you say that was like using your intuition, like going with your gut on stuff?
Yes. It was
So
using
how
that, that
important do you
thing
think that is?
inside. Hmm?
Yeah. How important do you think that is?
I think it's quintessential. Like you can't live a life where you're not following like your internal guide. You have to do your own thing. There's these moments when something's not right. Even when you're a child, something's not right when you're a teenager. Something's not right when you're a preteen. But adults will try to tell you like, no, it's fine. Just do, just go along with this. And then you start thinking like, I'm a good kid, but should I have to go along with what they say just what they say? No.
Yeah.
Actually, I once I don't know who said this quote, but I once heard a quote. It was, and they said, well-behaved women rarely make history, right? And I thought about
Yes.
that concept for a long time. And I realized that if I wanted to become the person I was meant to be, I was gonna have to break a few rules. I was gonna have to stop listening to people sometimes.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. You gotta you gotta use, like you said, the thing inside you to find like the right people who will lead you on your path, right? Because each of us have
Exactly.
individual ones. And I wanted to ask you, that's how you found out about the determined heart inside of you, right? And you
Hmm.
listen to that. So since then, and since learning that skill, how has your determined heart led you from thenceforth?
Well,
Like, give me an example.
actually, it led me straight into the library. Like, I remember first thing I did when I got out of special ed, like when I was in middle school, I was just running through that library. I was in there night and day. Like whenever I had a free period, I joined a book club. Like I was always reading. It became like almost like an obsession. And I always read a lot. From the moment I was able to read, I was reading in my head from the moment I was like 6 years old. You know, and I just remember thinking like, okay, I need more. And that's when I ran into Langston Hughes. Um, I believe the I Too Am America was one of the
Mm,
poems that really hit me.
mhm,
Talking about his experience of also being American. And when I read those poems, I let that energize my spirit, and the more poems I read, I got into T.S. Eliot, the more I was in the library, the more I just started, just submerging myself in everything, poetry, everything that interested me. And it's in those moments when I was reading that I felt sometimes the strongest, because it was like I was finally reading people connected with me. They could have died 30 years before I was born, but or more than that, but it was just meeting so many like-minded people through books really pushed me spiritually. It just made me feel alive for the first time. And I remember thinking, no matter what happens tomorrow, I'm satisfied today, just in being able to read and having all these new experiences. So I actually ended up taking that boat straight into high school. I did well in high school, but I was a little on the party side sometimes. So by the time I was ready to go into college, I did like a year. I did like a year of community. Then after that, I went straight to university. And a lot of people said that would never be possible for someone in my position. But the harder I worked, the more grants I got, the more scholarships I received, and I ended up getting a master's degree that was paid for. So that was probably one of my greatest accomplishments, because there were a lot of people who were taking out $60,000 to get a master's degree, and the most I probably took out was like a couple racks, because I really didn't need it, because they were giving me money to work there. So I was working there for free, right? I was not only that, but they were paying for the education, And I was at Western Illinois University, so I was like, they have so many resources that I just never had access to when I was in Waukegan. So I just really soaked all that up.
Wow. I went to Western Illinois for 2 months before classes started.
Oh, nice,
Yes,
nice, nice.
I never went to a class at Western.
A lot of porn, right?
Look, I was in family housing, which was over a rickety bridge, like in the swamp in the back. I was like, "What is this?"
Oh,
They were
I know
like,
what you're talking about.
"Yeah, you know what I'm talking about." Look, they was like, "Oh yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
deer and the animal become." I be like, "But this is family housing. Y'all got a playground out here with an y'all crazy." Anyway,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. They had that stuff ducked off, didn't they?
yeah, I was like, "Y'all had us? What is this?" Craziness. But that's amazing that you were able to get your education and you were able to do it in a way where it didn't put you in a hole after you finish receiving it.
Well, I'm in a hole, but I'm in a watering hole. It could be a little deeper, but
Right.
it's deep. It could be deeper.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It could have been a sinking hole.
Yes,
A
yes, yes.
sinking hole, but it's just a hole. It's just a watering hole.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
that's a blessing in and of itself, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we're so glad that you were able to get that education and you were able to use your determined heart to be determined and to do what you set your goals on, even though people have tried to keep you from it. The majority of your education, your younger education, right? So I am
Yeah.
glad that you were able to persevere and to get past that. That is a great feat. You are an awesome human being.
Thank you. Thank you. You as well.
So I want to ask you, if there is one thing you can leave the audience, what would that thing be? The last thing you want to leave the audience?
I just say, like, never give up. Never give in. Never say die. There's a lot of times out here when we feel like we're in this thing alone, or no one cares, or it doesn't matter what we do because we're just a small cog in a big machine. But ultimately, when you put your mind to something, that's when you really start to galvanize people and find like-minded individuals who support you and believe in you and believe in your craft and your dream. And there's always this time when we think it's over, but we're really at the cusp of a new beginning.
Mm.
So I would like to leave people with the feeling that it's never too late. It's not over. You don't have to give up. I'm 3 books in, and I'm still going. I don't care if I got to sell 15, 20, 30, because it's just what I love to do. Like, find what you love, and you will never feel like giving up.
That is words right there. That is a word, several words, a book. That was some solid advice, and I hope you all take it and heed it, and it will behoove you to follow it. Um, Now, I would like to let everybody know that Miss Esha Montgomery will be the featured poet at Surviving the Mike's open mic, which is this Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. The link to sign up is in the chat, and you can click the link and then go to register for the open mic. You will then get the information for entry. We will be so glad to have you. I talked about what Surviving the Mic was earlier, Esha,
Hmm.
in the show. So we hope that people will come out and support you, because that's what we want from
Yes,
them
please come
and for you.
support.
Yes. Um, so I'm going to put this in the chat. Boom. So, bam, the link is in the chat. So, in the description is all of Esha Montgomery's information. You can get in touch with her on social media. You can check out her website. Please tell us a little bit about your website.
Yeah, so I run the website black20something.com, right? And there's no G at the end of that 20 something, right? It's just a I at the end. And basically, what I do on there is I have all my contact info, the books that I publish, anything I'm working on. So if you ever want to see me do an interview, if you're ever wanting information on the things I have in terms of upcoming projects, just feel free to follow me on there and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I think that website, that blog really opened me up to the fact that people were out there and they were listening. And before then, I didn't really believe in myself as much as I do now. So that blog has really been a blessing for me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we definitely are listening, and you definitely have a great deal of wonderful things to say. We have all learned from you
Thank you.
this evening. I would like to just bring up Miss Esha Montgomery's books so that you all can purchase them. We have traces of my black lipstick. That title alone is creative as hell. I'm just saying. I'm like, why didn't I think of that?
Thank you.
Then we
My
have,
first book.
yes, the first book, Traces of My Black Lipstick. Get that. Is it available on Amazon, on your
Yes, it
website?
is. It's
All
available
right,
on
check this
Amazon.
out.
You can
Check
also go
this
to my
out.
website to get to it. So,
Bam, we got Past Chains. Get that. Is that on Amazon?
yes, it is.
Go to Amazon, get Past Chains. We also have Perseverance. Did I say that
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes, you did.
Perseverance of the Human Spirit. That that already opened up my spirit and my soul right there, just saying the title.
Thank you.
And is that also on Amazon?
Yes, it
That's also
is.
on Amazon. Make sure you check it out. But before you check it out, if you want a preview, Esha Montgomery will be doing a performance right now of her piece, You Are the Heartbeat. Take it away, Miss.
Yes. Thank you for my book, Preservation of the Human Spirit. I'm just going to read from it right quick. So, I wrote this poem about my sister, aka my best friend. Sometimes I miss home, and poetry always takes me back there. You are the heartbeat. Creation was organic. Love fell into specified slots, like the stars' alignment. Hopes, fears, goals, and ancestral stories folded into a newborn skin. Tempted with parental love, you are the heartbeat they never knew they needed, the blessing that keeps on giving. You are the fresh green seedling they nursed into a plant.
We lost her again. She will be right back to complete that piece. In fact, she's coming in right now because that piece was wonderful. We want to hear the rest. Okay, so we're bringing her on right now. Hello, Miss Esha.
Oh yes.
Technical
Hey.
issues again.
Oh, it's
That's
fine.
okay. It's happening. Yes, can you read the poem again? Because we got interrupted.
Don't worry, I got you. Okay, so you are the heartbeat. Creation was organic. Love fell into specified slots like the stars' alignment. Hopes, fears, goals, and ancestral stories folded into a newborn skin. Tempted with parental love, you are the heartbeat they never knew they needed. The blessing that keeps on. You are the fresh green plant they nursed. Water wasn't enough, so they encouraged you to take in the sun. Stationary life wouldn't suit you, so they encourage you to run. Explore, get up, and fall down, so you know how to overcome. Mother so short and sweet, father so tall and kind, big brother lost to the concrete, little sister is like my shadow, always watching, never far behind, but rarely speaks. Is she mute? People ask me. No, she is mindful and always discreet, much like me. You are the heartbeat they never knew they needed, the blessing that keeps on giving. You are the fresh green seedling they nursed into a plant. One day, you will start your own garden, but when you leave, know there is a home that wants you back. In the kitchen, cultivated by housewife dreams, our mother is on standby. In a nightgown, hair bonnet, and slippers, with an open fire on the stove, she smiles softly from her brown, barely open eyes and says, "How many eggs do you want, baby? I missed you when you were away. No matter how long you're gone, your mother always waits. You are the heartbeat."
Oh, that was so good. I'm sitting here like, oh my goodness, like you was writing about me. I'm like, that was so sweet. Oh my goodness,
Thank
that was so
you. Thank
great.
you.
Thank you so very much for sharing that with us, love. So very much. I really appreciate you being here. I appreciate you coming. I appreciate your words. This was a dope episode. It just was.
I
And
appreciate you.
thank you. And I'm glad you were able to be a part of this. I can't wait to see you Saturday at the open mic. And can would you like to leave your Instagram name or handle?
Yes, yes, I would. So you can check me out and follow me on Instagram. Pure Love of Esha, right? Because it's pure love over here. Um, yeah, so you can follow me there, get updates on what I'm working on, whenever I'm going to be doing an interview, whenever I'm releasing a book, you will see the information there. Also, I'm working on getting some videos up, so please follow me. If you're a poet, ask me to follow you back. I will do that.
Yes, follow her because she is awesome, as you just saw. She
Yes.
is great. Do you have anything coming up, Miss Isha? And then an
Actually,
open mic.
yes. So actually, right now I'm working on a poetry book, another one. That I'm very in love with. I will announce that title once we're getting a little closer to the due date, but I'm thinking like I'll release it in a month and a half. So definitely be on the
Okay.
lookout for that.
Oh, definitely. Um,
Yes.
that's Black 20 something
Yep. It'll be on
without the G.
black20some.com. Yep. Without
Without
the
the G,
G.
guys. So stay close so we can see about this new book that I cannot wait for. And I hope you can't wait for it either. As always, I have been your host, Cherlnell Lane, the poetic storyteller. I am bearing my soul to heal yours, and this was a Cherlnell Lane LLC production, where we help you use your words. Please check us out next Monday, the 29th, for the next episode of Words from a Black Woman's Experience featuring April Tobar. We cannot wait to see you. We want to thank Miss Esha Montgomery one more time for being our guest today. We want to thank her so much.
Thank you for
And
having me.
no problem. Of course, you're gonna have to come back for something else, and we'll talk. We'll talk.
Of course, of course.
So I just want to thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for participating. This has been Words from a Black Woman's Experience. That's our piece. Peace. And don't forget to tell me what you think in the comments. All right. We'll see you guys later.